Hi guys, what's up? Welcome to the live stream. Bohemians taking on Waterford FC in the SSE Premier Division. All right, Lenny, how are you? Are you confident? Just looking at the teams. Lenny, actually, Lions and Devoy do play. I thought they weren't going to play. How are you, Aidan? How are you? Anyway, we'll start with Bowles. Talbot in goal. Right back, Andy Lyons, left back, Breslin coming in for the suspended Tyreek Wilson. Feely and Kelly centre back, actually. So Finnerty and Cornwall and missing. I think they're on the bench. Midfield three, Devoy, Levinson, Tierney, Cooch on the right, Burt on the wing, on the left wing, and Georgie Kelly up front. On for Fan TV. How's it going? Hi, guys. What's that? Oh, never mind. Why is no one here? It takes a while. The weather's good as well today, I have to say. So, a lot of people probably won't be watching it as much as they normally would, which is fair enough. So that's the Bowls team. Just opinions on the Bowls team, guys, whether you're a Bowls fan or not. Not much you can say, as in, I'm just looking for Waterford here now as well. Not much you can say in terms of, you could have predicted it, I suppose. Waterford. Okay. Of course, Waterford having their team named up on their Instagram. So I'm just going to look at. Hello, Philip. How are you? I'll get to you in a second, guys. I'm just looking for the Waterford team, to be honest, which is not up on Instagram. So I'll have a look on Twitter here. If not, it'll come up anyway on the caption when the game starts. But I'd rather have a look myself. Yeah, disappointing, Aidan, I suppose, for Galway. To be fair. I don't know what I make of Galway this season so far. What do you make of them? You would have seen them play an awful lot more than me. I don't see any. Hang on. Okay, seeing it now, but it's a bit sketchy the way they have it. But Brian Murphy in goal, right back, Dara Power, left back. Shane Griffin's not going to play left back. They just have the names down, basically. They've Murphy, Power, Cameron Evans, Josh Collins. They will be centre back. Left back, Maskell will be left back. Shane Griffin, O'Reilly, and O'Keefe will be in the middle of the park. Cian Brown plays, interestingly enough, with John Martin and James Waite as the attacking three. So that's the Waterford side. What do we make of that, guys? Of course, Steve Fang, say something. You're not bottom in the first division, Jakob. I think that's the main thing. Mackie has it on the Waterford group. Excuse me. My throat is as dry as fuck. Where's the water in the kitchen? Yeah, just seeing it there, Billy. Yeah, no surprises to either team, really. But Jamie Brown in for Waterford's interesting one, in my opinion. Yeah, Waterford FC fan. Yeah, you think the club would have it up themselves at this stage, wouldn't you, to be fair? But yeah, guys, like the video if you don't mind, if you've just tuned in. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Ooh, you have Adidas, so I'd be happy. Is King Cavan in the Waterford squad? I think he's still out. He's certainly not on the side. Whether he's on the bench or not is another thing. I think he might be still out. Ferguson is still out for them as well. So yeah. As this is actually Stephen O'Donnell, Philip, and he was saying the same thing I was saying about the match last night from a Pat standpoint. Very good in between, but not good at the back. He said both boxes Pats were poor, but their build-up play was very good, but both boxes poor. Kavanagh did play the other day, actually. Yeah, interestingly, he's on the bench. I'm interested to see the midfield actually, because both have three men in midfield. You've got O'Keefe, Griffin, and O'Reilly, who, in my opinion, I think that's Waterford's best midfield. And I don't think they were utilised right under Mike Newell and Kevin Sheedy, because a lot of it was hoofball. So at least against Finn Harps, you could see they were allowed getting the ball. So there was an improvement there. So I think the midfield's pretty decent. And then Bowles obviously have Devoy and Tierney, who are great. Levinson in, who isn't a bad player at all. They had a Buckley who's still missing. So that midfield battle is going to be interesting. Trent's cousin, so I always look out for him. His class when he scored. Yeah, he's still only 18, isn't he? He might be gone 19, but he's young. How do you see the game, guys? A lot of people are going for a big win for Bowles. I don't think it'll be a big win for Bowes. I do think they'll win though. I might say 2-1. So that's my prediction. I'm going to go for a prediction. I'm going to go for 2-1 for Bowes, I think. But yeah, the bench looks strong for Bowes, but it depends how fit they are, I suppose. That's the main thing, isn't it, Lenny? You know, on paper, it's strong, yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Kavanagh, I don't know, to be honest. There's a bit about him, but how good he is another question. I think Waterford's best players I think their best signing was Adam O'Reilly, and by light years, to be honest. I know Cameron Evans has had some good games and that as well, but I think O'Reilly's their best player. He just hasn't been used enough in the way that he should have been used under Kevin Sheedy and Newell. He's a footballer. Kevin Sheedy and Newell didn't play football, so you know. But I actually think some of Waterford's homegrown talent is better than a lot of their signings, like Sadara Power, Shane Griffin, and Niall O'Keefe. As an example, are better than their signings. They don't get enough out of the front three, is the only thing. James Waite is a hard worker, but he's not that productive in terms of goals and assists, so I don't think. See you later, Lenny. Good man. Sligo the best. Sligo doing well so far. Who's Pluto? What's her name anyway? Yeah, Pluto. But yeah. Where did I... Hang on a second, guys. I might turn on the commentary a bit in a minute because I hate doing the commentary when I'm doing this. Just get those comments up there. I don't know, Billy, about Ferguson. I'm still 50-50 in Ferguson, to be honest with you. I actually think Cameron Evans looks better than Ferguson, to be honest with you. Watch LOI is finished after this weekend, Aidan. So this is the last game essentially in Watch LOI. No relegation battle. I think Europe is going to get very tight. I think Bowes are definitely in the equation and going to get higher because of their squad, strengthening their squad. Pats are going to drop off a little bit and have started done already because their squad is not the strongest. Dundalk, if they can beat Waterford and Longford for the next two games, they're banging there. And I think Derry, I wouldn't rule out Derry either. I'm just going to turn this down slightly. Well, I'm interested to see Waterford today because I thought they played a little bit more expansively, a little bit more open against Finn Harps. So I thought tactically and structurally it was very different to what we've seen this season. So I'll be interested to see when another week with the players, if that is something that he's going to continue. And if so, this could be a very good game because Bowes like to play open football as well. And with footballers in midfield, if you get me, in both teams. So I like a footballer in midfield, to be honest with you. But Bowes I know, like, they need to back it up here, I think. They did beat Dundalk 5-1, but it's been a problem for them this season. They have had one or two good results and they haven't backed it up, so they need to back it up here. I actually think Bowes will finish third, to be honest, guys, still. I really do. Fourth trial, I'm going to 3 number shots. They're all at Tallaght Stadium, though, aren't they, Billy? That's the thing. In a way, I know it's annoying, but it's probably a good thing because you can get more into Tallaght Stadium. So the trial run with more, I think, is better than the trial run with less, if you get me. But I do think the whole thing's very slow, to be honest. I mean, we will have fans back in, but we're going to get an awful lot of fans who aren't going to be able to go to games for a while yet, put it that way. You know, it's not as if, I mean, a lot of people are going to struggle still to get into games, probably nearly till the end of the season, which is disappointing in that sense. Goal will be near top 3 in this. Yeah, it's not looking good, Aidan, but there's a long way to go in the season, and just have a quick look at the table again. Like Shelbourne are going to walk it, in my opinion. So that means seconds is up for grabs, kind of. UCD are looking good. Did a great win last night, actually, after coming from behind to beat Athlone. Athlone probably haven't got enough after a good start. UCD on 19, Galway on 13. So Galway effectively are 6 points behind second place without playing that well. So if you think of it that way, Galway are 3 points behind Athlone in third. So the only thing is, it doesn't matter if you finish second or sixth, really. Shells are 5 clear UCD at the moment, and 8 clear of Athlone, and are starting to kick into gear a little bit. So they're just too strong. Shelbourne's squad is stronger than it was last season, which is mental to think about. I think if this Shelbourne team in the Premier Division, they could be challenging for Europe, to be honest, which is mental as well. But Longford are playing Shamrock Rovers today. Shamrock Rovers 33 unbeaten, then lose 2 in a row. It'd be a bit mental if they lost now to Longford as well, though, wouldn't it? Do you not think Bowles will finish third? Who do you support, Tom? Pat's second. I'm guessing you support Pat's. I'm not so sure. I think Pat's had a very good start. First 9 games unbeaten. Conceded 4 goals in 9 games. The last 5 games, Pat's have conceded 10 goals. So something has gone wrong there. I don't know what, but they haven't defended well. Not really sure why, but they haven't defended well. I think a lot of the reason is defenders, they're very short, as in numbers. They've 3 centre-backs at the club, and they play 3 centre-backs most weeks. They've Mountain at right back, who isn't really a right back, so I think it's catching up on them. I won't be surprised if 1 or 2 were playing with an injury, because they have to play. They've nobody else. Oh, not in that order. Okay, fair enough. No, I didn't, Billy, no. I didn't know, Billy. I never bothered, to be honest with you, because the idea is that I was going to be vlogging games in different places and different grounds and stuff like that. But I don't know. No, it makes sense. Reaction fan, but something Coffin. He's a good manager, Aidan. Definitely a good manager. Put it this way: last season, no, he is. Trust me, Coffin is a good manager. He's not a miracle worker. He's a good manager, though. But as I said, Galway could easily finish second still easily, but it doesn't really make a difference, to be honest. Where they finish second, once they get into the playoffs, it's irrelevant where they finish. No, I haven't actually seen Treaty's goals against Bray yet. Actually, I've seen quite a few goals, but I haven't seen. There's a couple in the first division I haven't seen. I haven't seen the Shelbourne Galway either. Fair play, Billy. That's great. But hey, Billy, do you know how many season tickets are sold? Match underway anyway, guys. Do you know how many season tickets are sold at Waterford by any chance? I think Pat sold a decent amount as well. So there's going to be people with season tickets not getting into games as well, which is disappointing. Yeah, opinion on the amount of recent. I'll be honest, I don't think Mandrew would be in it if it was competitive games, to be honest with you. I think he's having a look at him. I don't think Mandrew's been the best midfielder in the league this year either. But he's the one with the more potential, I suppose. I think, Forrester and Greg Bulger have been the 2 best midfielders in the league this year, to be honest. But funny enough, I was bringing someone in, I probably would have brought Liam Scales in, weirdly, because particularly we've very few left-footed players in the squad, so Galway finished second for the show. Yeah, potentially, yeah. The Dundalk ticket, ridiculous price as usual. How much is the Dundalk ticket? Who's going to win the Champions League final, guys? Just to throw it out there as well. My Premiership club would be Chelsea, but to be honest, I think Man City. I think it's written in the stars for them tonight. I think they'll win it. Be tight, but I think they'll win it. I just think it's written in the stars. They're going to win it for the first time, I think. Dundalk. Next season. No, they won't be in Europe. Well, so do I, Billy, but I don't think, I think City are probably the best team in Europe, to be fair to them. Like, they have to win it. Like, then again, that brings its own pressures as well. Chelsea are nowhere near the finished article. Like, they're not challenging for the title or anything like that. So it would still be a little surprise if they won it, I think. That said, I think the other leagues around Europe have weakened a bit. So, you finish third or fourth in the Premier League, you're probably the best team in a lot of other leagues in Europe, to be honest with you. They're never in a group, What's that? I think I'm missing out here. Very close game, maybe. Oh, will be a close game, God. No doubt. Scrappy opening, but they usually are. 3 minutes gone. Obviously, a couple of niggly fouls and that. Waterford look like they're trying to press up, actually. Early doors, anyway. I don't understand this beef between Pluto and Philip. I'd love if Pluto was your real name, to be fair. What a name. What a name. I turn on that light just a bit. Doesn't make a difference, guys, if you can still hear me. By the way, Stephen Mallon back in the bench for Bohs as well, interestingly enough. Taking him a while to get going. Obviously, the break is coming up now as well, so he'll get a bit of fitness in the next few weeks. He was trying to say Sligo are in the groups of what? The Europa League? There's only been 2 teams in the Europa League groups, and that's Dundalk and Shamrock Rovers. Yeah. I watched the game, Kevin. It was unreal. I actually thought the shot was in. I thought it was in. The header, I think it was, wasn't it, from Sean Boyd? Here come Waterford. Offside, though. Sorry, yeah, Kevin. Yeah, exactly, yeah. Unbelievable. Save of the season. That save itself will probably get him in team of the week this week, to be honest. It literally is a match-winning save. Do you reckon Rovers could get to conference group stage? Yeah, definitely they could, yeah. Definitely. Not too impressed with the picture so far. It's a bit, when the ball's moving fast, it goes blurry, like. Have you got that as well, guys, if you're watching it? I hate that. What's the score? Are you in that final? I actually hope Brentford win that, to be honest with you. Just because they're a new team. I like seeing new teams in the Premier League. Like, they've done a lot of good work, Brentford, in the last number of years. They've been knocking on the door, so it would be another London team. Still 0-0 between Longford and Shamrock Rovers, by the way. Brentford scored. Really? 2-0? Okay, so they're up, basically. Well, one goes in the Intertoto Cup. Kevin, if you're still here, you'll remember the Intertoto Cup, won't you? It was basically Aiden. Do you know what? It was a bit similar to the Conference League. It was right. Teams went through to the Champions League and they went through to the UEFA Cup. So say if you finished 7th or maybe 8th in the Premier League, it was like a third European competition that you got into the Intertoto Cup. And I think if you won the Intertoto Cup, as far as I remember, you got into the UEFA League automatically the next season. Yeah, as Tom says, practically, yeah. But that's what the Conference League is. The Conference League is a different design because it's a league. but it's the same idea as such as the Intertoto Cup, to be honest. To me, there's too many leagues, and although people think the Conference League is great for Irish football to a degree, I just think there's too many teams and too many competitions. Champions League they want to expand it now as well. The World Cup I don't know how many is going to be in the next World Cup, 30 something, but they want eventually like 48 teams. It means as well that I think it takes the gloss. If you do qualify for a major tournament, it takes the gloss off it slightly, because Waterford started well here, actually. The gloss is taken off slightly because it's easier to qualify, It also means as well, if you've noticed, that there's less of a chance of, just checking my battery, it's all right, less of a chance of good teams or good nations not qualifying. A lot of you might remember, but here come Bowles, Ali Kush. Decent ball, but couldn't get there. A lot of you might remember, but Holland missed out on qualifying. A very good Holland team missed out on qualifying for, was it a World Cup or Euros? World Cup, I think. There's no chance of that now, Yeah, but that's what I mean. The UEFA Cup, Tom. It was the UEFA Cup before the Europa League. Everything's a league now, isn't it? Though you've got the Champions League, you've got the Europa League, you've got the Conference. It's called the league as well, isn't it? It's just too many leagues. Even the Champions League was the European Cup. You had to finish first in your league to enter the competition. But money, more money. It's all about money. Here comes Dawson Devoy for Bowles. Always playing with his head up. Nice touch. Lovely touch, Dawson Devoy. I think Kevin said it there. It is all money. Absolutely all money. And it just degrades the competitions, isn't it? That's why UEFA and FIFA suddenly haven't become. Do you remember the big thing kerfuffle about the Super League and all the big clubs breaking away and all? UEFA and FIFA are far from innocent in all this. A lot of the reason for that was a threat to UEFA and FIFA as well, because of wanting to expand the Champions League. UEFA want to expand the Champions League, right? So say, I'll give you an example. You could have 6 groups, whatever, but one group, you play 9 matches in the group in the Champions League, which is a league. 9 matches. Actually, no, not 9 matches, sorry. 10 teams. Shut that over slightly. You 10 teams and you play each other twice. That's 18 extra games in Europe before you even get to a knockout stage. That's ridiculous. On top of a league season of about 36 games, have an extra 18 games, say, in Europe, if you qualify for the Champions League. Players aren't robots either. It's just ridiculous. I like the away goals rule. It's been shrinked from 48 to 32. Is it really? Because of the Conference League, though. But yeah, because of the Conference League. Too many clubs crying about the money. A 4th place team has no place in the Champions Cup. Yeah, no, I agree with that. Yeah, you're right. Because, Tom, then it all becomes, if you look at the Premier League as an example, because it's easier to most people know, 4th place has become more important than winning, say, the FA Cup in general, which is just to directors. Maybe not necessarily to fans, but to directors it does. So 4th place is more important than the FA Cup or winning a trophy. It's ridiculous, really. It used to be a case of if you finish 3rd in your league, if you finish 4th in your league, it's a while ago now, but you weren't involved in European competition at all unless you won the Cup Winners' Cup or your domestic cup and got into the Cup Winners' Cup. Fans to some degree, Tom. To some degree, yeah. I still prefer a trophy personally. Even look at go back to our own league, the League of Ireland. Pats from like, I'm a Pats fan, but I prefer to. Oh, lovely football from Bowes there. I prefer Pats to win. If you tell me Pats are going to finish in Europe this season or win the FAI Cup, I personally would prefer Pats to win the FAI Cup. You know what I mean? Oh, nightmare, is it? Still 0-0, Craig, yeah? Still 0-0, yeah, in Longford and Rovers as well. Hang on, there's a question there. Yeah, that's the question. We don't know, Kevin. I would say probably not. But that said, even if he's not as good as he was the last time, I still think he'll be a good addition, to be honest. But I suspect he won't be quite as good. There's a question for you guys, yeah. I don't know who you all support, but what would you prefer? Qualify for Europe, your League of Ireland team, qualify for Europe or win the FAI Cup? So if you're a Sligo fan or if you're a Dundalk fan, it has to be one of them. If you're a Galway fan, it doesn't matter. It has to be one of them. FAI Cup or Europe? Personally, FAI Cup. Corner for Bowles. We've come more into the last few minutes. It has started a tempo, though. I love that mural of Phil Lynott and Bob Marley, particularly as I'm a Tin Lizzy fan, particularly. It's cleared. And oh, what a save! What a save by Brian Murphy. What a save. Not quite up there with McGinty's, but bloody hell, that was close. A save of the weekend. Unbelievable save. I'm not sure I got the shot in. It may have been Levinson of the commentary turned down, by the way, guys, to a small bit anyway. But Europe, yeah. Would you really, like, honestly, interesting, because it's been a while since Bowes won an FAI Cup as well, Aidan. So that's an interesting one, I think. Qualifying for Europe has to be really, yeah. FAI Cup 100%, FAI Cup 100%. Why though? Give me reasons why. I know. I just want to find out your reasons. You know, I have an idea, but I go the other slot key. Good point. That's a good point. That is a good point, to be fair. But forgetting that, let's say, yeah, sure, I knew that, yeah, but I didn't take that into consideration because I'm trying to get the difference between, you know what I mean, winning a cup and winning Europe, getting into Europe. But well, if Pats won, say, the FAI Cup this year, I'd be absolutely delighted. I think Bowes as well. Bowes are a team that need a cup. I think they need a cup, this Bowes team. It'd be great for Keith Long to say he won a cup. Never won a trophy, man. Cup even at that. Like, yeah, exactly. Cup even at that. I agree, Craig, personally. That's just my... Still FAI Cup. Yeah, if no Euro slot, I'd still pick the FAI Cup. Yeah, honestly, I don't know. Just there's something about going, especially if you think about fans. You're going to the Viva. Your club is playing. The last cup final I went to Dundalk and Shamrock Rovers, and it was such a spectacle. I don't know how many was there, near 40,000, but it was a spectacle. And look, it was a disappointing day for the losers, but what a day it is for the winners. Put it this way, that's a good example. The Shamrock Rovers hadn't won the FAI Cup, I think, since 1980 something, maybe 89. Top of my head stuff here, guys. But they had won the league, and they'd obviously qualified for Europe, got to the Europa League stage. But I could imagine a lot of fans, there was delirium at winning that FAI Cup. Yeah, 33,000. That was higher, actually, but you're probably right. Never been to FAI Cup final. I was there as a neutral, and I loved the day. Do you know what I mean? So, the only thing is when you go as a neutral, you can really soak everything in. That's the good thing about it. You know, but like when Pats won the FAI Cup, Pats won the league, right, in 2013, won the FAI Cup in 2014. I would say 75% of Pats fans would say that the FAI Cup on the day, winning it on the day, there's something about winning a cup, I think. I don't know what it is. It's been lost in England a little bit with the FA Cup to a degree. Leicester obviously won it, but to a degree has been lost. I don't think it's lost here, though. Yeah. Like Aiden, yeah, I do. I see both points to the argument. It's an interesting point, but there's something about winning a cup, though. You've won something, you know? I start following the event, well, there you go, yeah. Cool. Do you see Cork being the first division for a few years? I don't know, because they could come back next year and get a load of money and come up. So, Cork, you can never, year to year with Cork, especially of all clubs, you can never tell the future. I was actually at the ladies' game as well. Who was it? It was actually a good game. Was it Peamount and Wexford? My head's like a sieve here. I think, yeah, Wexford won a 3-2. There's some good goals in that game, yeah. The atmosphere wasn't brilliant because there wasn't too many in, but I enjoyed that one as well. 2010 Aviva against See, there you go. Yeah, as a Sligo fan there as well. Ooh, Bowls have ramped it up here, haven't they, guys, in the last few minutes? You would have told me. Yeah. But it depends as well sometimes. Like Bowls, I know, like Bowls fans, I can understand in a way because Bowls hadn't been in Europe, and depends on your age as well. So a number of factors can come into this. Obviously, Bowls are in Europe this year, but when was the last time Bowls were in Europe? Top of my head, Bowls fans will tell me. I'm guessing what 211, 211 or something, 210. So we've got a generation of Bowls fans, young Bowls fans, who didn't see Bowls in Europe at all and would love to go. So you can understand that facet of it all right. So a lot of the time it depends. Like I'm saying the Cup as well, as a Pats fan as well. Pats hadn't won the Cup in 60 years, I think. Yet they'd won numerous league titles and challenged for titles, and they'd lost a number of cup finals. So that comes into the equation as well and plays into your thoughts too. Well, yeah, Bowls in Europe last year, obviously, yeah. But 212 before that. So you had a generation of fans. You're talking about 212, 220. That, you know what I mean, who weren't at or 219. I tell you, Colville fucks up your head. Colville come be Cork. Who's on top? Bowls are on top now. Waterford started well, but I wouldn't say on top in such a way that deserve to be in front as such. Murphy made a fantastic save, though. Unbelievable save. Pat's Flair. Oh, Bennett for Limerick. Yeah, he was a good player. He's in the Irish squad, of course. Pat's player, Paul Ozam. What a player Paul Ozam was. Tellers Fan Rovers, one thing. Exactly. And Craig, Pats were in that similar situation as well, if you like. I've seen Pats win, 4 or 5 league titles, and one that they lost in an admin situation as well. I've seen them lose cup finals. So to see them win the cup final, in a way, meant more to a lot of Pats fans than winning any of the leagues. It's just the way it goes sometimes. It depends. If you win 5 cups and haven't won league title, then the shoe flips the other way. Galway should be, could be losing the Comer Brothers sponsors. Why is that, Aiden? They were sponsoring the Meath GA team a few years ago, actually, but I think they sponsor another GA team as far as I remember, don't they? I thought I saw them on a GA shirt recently. I'm not sure now. Could be wrong there. They're from Galway, though, aren't they, the Comer Brothers? Guys, if you've just clicked in, make sure you like the video. It'd be much appreciated. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. Trying to get to 3,000. I'm about 70-ish away. Let's Kid for Hearts front some unit. Yeah, he did well yesterday, Kevin, but he was getting slagged before that. You don't know. Pats have a player like him, Kevin, called Melvin Lambert. He can throw himself about a bit, and I'm surprised he hasn't started more often. He hasn't started at all, actually, because they didn't play with a striker yesterday. No, Rory, no chance. That guy, I can't remember. There's a journalist there. He makes up a lot of shite. He's talking shite. I can't remember his name. You might know, Craig. The guy that comes out with all the bullshit about Dundalk a lot of the time. He's escaped my head. I can't remember his name. But there was talk that McGuinness might be coming in on a coaching level, but not as a manager. And even that, I'm not sure. I don't think that's going to happen. Just because a huge investment. It's a bit early though, Aiden, I think. I mean, it's a bit early. Who's to say Galway don't go up through the playoffs? Exactly, Craig. Yeah, exactly. That's true, Zach. But no, it wasn't Daniel Daniel McDonald, in fairness, isn't bullshit. Or Dylan Cleary. I can't remember his name. I really can't. Still 0-0 in Longford as well. Yeah, but Galway, I think, are only 3 points off Treaty, aren't they? I'll have a quick look. Just top of my head, I think they're 3 points off, maybe 4. They're 3 points off Treaty, so you know. Oh, right, okay, fair enough, Aiden. Yeah, fair enough. Michael Jordan going to say Lance Andrew. Be a bit of crack. In fairness, though, to McGuinness, though, he's a very, very clever man, and a lot of characteristics, believe it or not, in the GAA come into football as well, like man management, as an example. He actually probably couldn't be that bad if he got the right people around him. That's the thing. The right knowledgeable people around, the right teams around them. Some of the greatest managers of all time weren't never, like Alex Ferguson was never what you call a tactical manager, but what a man manager. And he knew when to get the best out of players and things like that. That covers every sport, that side of it, though. Swansea are gone, so aren't they? How long left in that, by the way? Hello, Ryan. How are you? 18 watching, guys. Fair play to us. Still 0-0 here. Ball slightly on top, but not exactly a dominating performance or anything like that. Subscribe, guys, if you're new, if you don't mind, it'd be fantastic. And like the video if you've just jumped on, be fantastic. Yeah, I actually lived in Galway for a year when it was called Terryland Park. So I went to quite a few Galway games actually. It's a while ago now. It's in the early 2000s, but. How do you know, Rory? No, I get your point, but at the same time, one of the greatest GAA managers of all time, Sean Boylan, he was a hurling guy, and he was given the manager job with Meath football team, and everyone thought it was a joke back in the day. He was just hurling. He went on to be one of the greatest managers of all time in GAA circles, in football circles. So. You know, I'm not saying, by the way, McGuinness should get the job. He's not going to get it. Ooh! Okay, easy for Murphy. Long shot again from Bowles. Quite a few players, Bowles, can take long shots. Tierney, Devoy, and particularly Liam Burt. I don't see them dropping enough points, Zach. No. What do you think Pat's need in the window? I think they need a right back. I think they need another centre back. I think they need... I don't know, a winger maybe. Definitely a right back and definitely a centre back because their squad they don't have enough bodies there for a start. They need to play Ronan Coughlin actually up front, to be honest, instead of this sometimes Smith being up front and sometimes then King being up front and Coughlin working his bollocks off out the field. Because for starters, making him bollocks, and for second, he's very good link-up striker. So, you know, they need to change that. It does my head in, to be honest. Did you see where you're on? Oh, is he? Oh, fair play to him. No, that's great because Drogheda do that a lot as well. They bring in young guys who are very passionate about the club, and that's what every club should be doing, guys. So fair play to him. I'm actually delighted to hear that. Yeah. Here's a chance for Waterford. Short corner, but they're doing okay, Waterford. Ball's slightly on top, as I said, but they're not exactly pinning Waterford back, and they are trying to get forward when they can, Waterford too. You think so, Craig? Yeah, maybe. I still think he's a lot to prove, though, Craig. I know he's scoring goals, but he's a streaky striker. He scored no goals in 3 games and then come out with a hat-trick. Yeah, Aiden, you know, yeah, that's some clubs, they need to do better on that front as well. Message me after Aidan. I know a guy who might be able to help potentially in Galway, to be honest. Message me even now on Instagram so I can check later in case I forget. Places first division, not Cork anyway. UCD, Bray, Athlone. George Kelly getting a header in there, easy for Murphy though. UCD, Bray, Athlone, 100% get in. I think Galway as well. I think eventually Treaty will run out a bit of steam and Cabinteely are just too up and down. I think them teams will get in. Tom, you might have mentioned before, I may have missed it, but who do you support? Do you think Treaty will get in? I think Galway will get in eventually, though. I actually thought at the start of the season France Lille and Boto was a huge loss for Galway. I did a list in our first division under 21 players to watch or something like that, and he was on my list. Bit of power, bit of pace. So to lose him at the start of the season, for the season, was a killer. And then they lost Roland Manning as well, which isn't a help. Oh, Shells, your Shells, yeah. Actually, how are Shells lining up in general? As in, they've obviously got Maddie and O'Connor, but are they both playing up front as such, or is Maddie gone wide a lot of the time? What way are they forming there? Because Maddie played very well in a 2 with UCD. I know he's improving, he's getting more goals as well, but O'Connor is an excellent link-up player. But are they actually playing as a 2, or is Maddie kind of a bit more withdrawn? You think Athlone miss out, Zach? Yeah, I actually think Athlone are more likely to miss out than the other teams I mentioned, though. Yeah, Ron Manning is up for the year. 4-3 on the ball, 1 out. So Maddie is wide, Tom. I did think I was worried about that, but in fairness, it's working for them. But he is better in a 2. To be honest, he is better in a 2. Sean, how are you? How are you keeping, man? Anyone who's jumped on, guys, make sure you like the video. If you're enjoying the content, it'd be fantastic. And again, subscribe if you haven't subscribed, be class. And what are you thinking of the game so far, guys? Obviously 0-0, not a load of chances, but there's a bit of intensity played in the game. Bows look a little bit more likely, don't they? To be fair, Murphy did make one great save. There's been a few bits and pieces with Bows. Waterford trying to get forward when they can, and they're coming forward at the moment with Dara Power. When's weekend review? Tuesday. No, I think just watch. Oh, what a turn by Burt! Gets a cross in, but nowhere near Kelly. What a little turn, bit of a Cruyff turn there. No, Kevin, I think probably Sunday night, actually, to be honest with you. I think Sunday night you'll have the Premier Division review and First Division review on Monday, more than likely, to be honest there. And then Tuesday I'll probably have Team of the Week. It also gives me more time to look back at the games if I've missed any. That said, I probably will have them watched by Monday. Because this is my 3rd already, so there's only 2 more after I watch back. So, how's that game going, Craig? I know it's 0-0, but what's the pattern of the game like? Bit of international stuff then, guys, with the friendlies with Ireland against Andorra and that. Keith, what's the score? Balls, Waterford's 0-0, yeah. It's 0-0. Bohemians wins. We shall see. Still 0-0. Decent game. It is open, as I said it would be, to be honest. But are they, Craig? Who's playing, Craig? Are they gone with Green and Gaffney again, or is only one of those playing? Dawson Devoy, you can't give him that much space, really, though. very good quarterback. He reminds me of Fabregas in a way. Here's a chance. Another long shot. Just wide. I think that was Devoy, actually. Yeah. That's the good thing that Bowles often say, is that they do have players who can strike from distance, and they've actually come close from distance a few times. No, it's 0-0 between Longford and Shamrock Rovers. Manager and O'Neill in the middle. So 2-man middle. Front three, Green, Gaffney, Burke. I don't know if that works, Craig. I mean, they might win the game, but like, who's wide in that front three? I prefer Burke in the hole where he can wander rather than playing wide. Now, Green can play wide, absolutely. In fact, he started his career wide. Scales, Pico, Grace, Horan, Gannon. So back four today. Scales left back, is it? Oh no, hang on, sorry, I'm missing you there. No, it's back three, Pico, Grace, Hoare, yeah, and Scales left back and Gannon right wing back, yeah, exactly. I'd say Burke is playing in that number 10 role, and at times Green is up top with Gaffney, I'd say, in that sort of way, like Sean turn off auto caps. Devoy is such a good player, guys. It really is. What a footballer. Got challenged there. It could be a yellow card here, actually. The Ball's bench aren't happy. I think the referee might be giving a yellow card here. Yeah. John Martin. Yeah, just got a bit frustrated, John Martin. Sean, a key time with the Dundalk fan. Must have been happy with the result yesterday, Sean. Keith Emo. Oh, no, he won't. No. He likes two in the middle, right? Yeah, absolutely. But Yo-Yo and Farrell wide, but Yo-Yo cuts it off. Yeah, both full backs. Yeah, no, he won't play 4-4-2, but I do think Yo-Yo is better in a front two, or actually up front, like by himself. I've no idea, Kevin, actually. I don't think, we don't really know. We don't really know. Who do you support? St. Patrick's Athletic. Here's Devoy again. Love watching Devoy play. He's actually from my area as well, so I'm not being biased, but he's such a good player. I know his father well. Drop for Ali Cooch, but handball, I think. I was very surprised that Devoy wasn't in the Bowls team for the first part of the season, because he's come in and been excellent, and he was excellent the last number of games last season too, so Saints are no good. Not yesterday anyway. Clubs run them themselves, Kevin. Clubs run them themselves, Kevin. Yeah, but we don't know the formation or how it's working. I think that's the point, really. Like, we don't know what the setup is yet exactly. Sean last night, oh, good goal. Yeah. Look, he is a good player, Tom. Like, it's not doubt about it. But I think he'd score more goals, though, through the middle, if I'm honest. Like, I suppose that's the point I'm making there. But O'Connor is a very good link-up striker, though. Ball's coming again. Another foul. Oh, no foul. Okay. That was a foul, to be honest with you. Anyway, Waterford come forward and give it away, and Balls have it back in his Liam Burt. Great skill by Burt. He can beat a player. Oh, two Bohemians players back post, but he couldn't find them. Burt can beat a player, guys. It's important to have that. Pigeon on the pitch. Ali Kush lines at right are coming here. Good ball, good finish. And it's Dawson Devoy, is it? Yeah, 1-0 Bowls. Yeah, I think Nice goal, actually. I think it was Coote out right, or sorry, in the middle, gave it to Lyons out right, and just head up, picked out Devoy, and he slots it home. Nice finish, Devoy. 1-0 Bohemians. I think it's deserved as well. They've been knocking on the door the last while there, Bowes, and you know. It was a good swift move by them. One, it'll be interesting now because Waterford obviously such a young side as well, and they played well for a time at Finn Harps. But then when they conceded, they kind of collapsed a little bit, didn't they? Rory, show a bit of enthusiasm. It's hard to show a bit of enthusiasm when I know the goal is scored and my stream's behind, to be honest with you. So I knew the goal was coming. That's the problem. Like, it does take the gloss out of it a bit. Yellow card for... Who the fuck is that? Josh Collins, I think, isn't it? Yeah, free kick for Bowles here, Ali Coote. I'm not going to look here because I'll know... If there's a goal scored, it'll be from this. It'll be on this before I see it. In a good position though, good area. Coote is over it, and is it Breslin or Levinson? Anyway. Got it away, Murphy, I suppose. Please someone give me a response. Will Waterford score a goal? Will Waterford score a goal? They might. They might. Loud for putting up the Shams. Pushing, what world are you living in? Not supposed to break on. To be honest though, there's a few. Oh, 2-0. No, 2-0. Ross Tierney with a header, and it's the two midfielders for Bohemians. I said before the game, guys, they've got goals in their team and goals in their midfield as well, and Tierney makes it 2-0. And this was the issue at Waterford. Got one down, and they just don't have the experience just to say, right, lads, we need to keep it tight. 2 down straight away. Very disappointing from their point of view. Great for Bohemians, 2-0 up. Rory, in fairness, I don't know, some of the Finn Harps commentators, Jesus Christ, like, they put you to sleep. Two-0 just like that, guys, and Adam O'Reilly. But as I said, that was going to be the test for Waterford, and they went 1 down. And they did similar against Finn Harps, guys. They actually let in a goal against Finn Harps, and Kelly was in again. And then they conceded a minute later. They've conceded within 2 or 3 minutes here too. How are you, Dylan? Who's gone up with Shelburne this season? Maybe nobody. Guys, if you're new to the stream, please like the video if you haven't. Give us a thumbs up, be fantastic. And subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet either. They started okay, Waterford, but again, it's that thing, isn't it, where, okay, goal was coming, don't get me wrong, for Bohemians, but they just they can't hang in games, can they? Guy for a song for the playoff final. Yeah, could be. Could be. But let's be honest, anyone can get through the playoffs. They really can. Even Longford last season, they got through the playoffs. They weren't one of the favourites for me. They'd lost seven games all season in an 18-game season and got up. Keep switch over though, Sean. I tell you, be some crack if Shamrock Rovers were beaten by Longford, wouldn't it though, honestly? Here come no they don't come at all. They've just completely taken over Bowls, haven't they? Waterford go down. It depends. There's been talk that they might get in a few good players, and I don't know how they're going to get in a few good players in the position they're in, but depends what they do in the window. It's not looking good for them. It's not looking good for them, I don't think. I really don't. Oh, here's Roger Kelly from Lions. Oh, good ball. Back 3-0. No. What a save, Murphy. Is it Devoy again? No, it's Andy Lyons, actually. The picture isn't the best, I'm telling you guys. Andy Lyons. Well, only from Murphy. This could be 4-0, to be honest. It was a great save. The save he made earlier was probably better. What a save, though, with his feet. Yeah, absolutely. Like, I was going to say he's keeping him in it, but he's one of the few bright sparks to have, Murphy, at Waterford. He's been treated like shit at the club, to be honest with you. Here's a corner for Bowles, whipped out, headed away with Waterford, and Waterford need half time here. I don't know what they're going to do because their confidence when they go behind, it just drops completely, doesn't it? Bowles beat Dundalk 5-1. If they keep up this pace, it could be another pacing. It could be 3 or 4, really. Playing some good stuff now, Bowles, as well. Passing the ball around nicely. Oh, really? I don't know. I thought it was a tackle from behind George Kelly, if I'm honest there. Probably should have been a free kick. Waterford's biggest issue is, well, there's a couple of issues, but number one is the inexperience. So when things go bad, they fall apart. That's happened numerous times this season. I think they've scored 2 goals, guys, from open play this season. And, if they concede 1, they often concede 2 or 3 fairly quickly as well. It's not a recipe for staying up, is it? Let's be honest about it. And here come Bowles again. They're coming in waves, actually. Quick football as well. Okay, Lyons has done well there. Lyons having a really good game. But, Georgia Kelly! Header wide, I think he was offside. Lyons is having a fantastic game, actually. The likes of Devoy, Tierney are having good games. Burt. But I think Lyons is playing really well here for Bowles. I think he's the best player on the pitch today. Yeah, I mean, particularly Mallon, I think. I think Mallon, because he's been there for so long, is a player that they really, really want to play. Half time, Longford 0, Shamrock Rovers 0. Alright, so 0-0 there, half time. 2-0 here. I'm not sure how much injury time was given, but I wouldn't say there was much. We're into injury time anyway, nearly a minute. And Murphy, the picture isn't great. It's half time, actually, no injury time, I don't think. But picture quality isn't great in this game, guys. I don't know what you think, but the quality of the football is brilliant from Bohemians. Really took charge after the first 10 minutes and Waterford came out and played a bit of football, but Bowles started to gather momentum. Managed to look dangerous from long strikes. Murphy made a great save from, I'm not sure if I'm honest, if I remember back, it might have been Levinson, but it was a fantastic save. He made another great save later on from Lyons, keeping it 2. But as soon as Bowles went 1 up, Waterford just opened up like the Red Sea. They just Bowles got the second quickly as well. Devoy and Lyons with the goals. Funnily enough, or Tierney with the goals. Lyons set up one of the goals. Did Lyons set up 2 of the goals? Actually, guys, there's one for you. But he's been fantastic, I think, as well for Bohemians. So 2-0 at half time. 0-0 in Longford. What do you think of the half so far, guys? Hang on 2 seconds now. But, very impressive performance so far from Bowles. Waterford, I feel sorry for them a bit. I feel sorry for the players. I don't feel sorry for the club, if I'm honest, because they've made a mess of it themselves, and you reap what you sow and all that kind of stuff. Waterford in huge trouble. They won't get off the bottom. Yeah, Sados have, as I was just saying on cue, yeah. But also people need to step up and help. Lee Person could not. Yeah, it's a difficult one. I don't know, but they've made bad appointments as well, Tom, and they've just made bad decision making in the market. Like last year, they made. What are you doing out there? Last year, they made fantastic decisions in the market. If you think of the likes of Tyreek Wilson, Sambone, Ali Kouch, all coming into the club. Bones the year before, actually, wasn't he on loan? But you know what I mean. All these players they had, Matty Smith, etc. Davidson, I thought was very good as well. So, yeah, Lenny. Yeah, possibly. What do you mean by youngsters? Under 21 players? Yeah, possibly. Yeah. I think Dara Burns is up there as well. But Devoy and Tierney have played more games, so they're definitely ahead at the moment. If you get me, yeah. But Waterford are poorly run. Unfortunately, so are Cork. Too many long players short of it. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah, too many players of bad quality. If I'm honest. But yeah. I mean, Devoy, Lenny. I'll come back to that Devoy thing though. You weren't really watching because you're watching the game and such. But I was saying I didn't understand at the start of the season why Devoy wasn't in the team. They're a better team with him in the team and Tierney, but Tierney was in the team, so I don't know. I also think Lenny, he's a different player, to be fair. He was actually 2 goals and 2 assists for Dara Burns in 6 appearances this season for Pats. Not bad, he's injured now. But I know where were you. But you know, Johnny Kenny. Not yet, Oisin. Potentially, yeah, but a bit like Dara Burns, actually, Oisin, in that sense. You know, Devoy and Tierney so far have produced more in the league, you'd have to say. But there's a lot of good young players coming through in the league and getting chances, which is great. Ben McCormack at Pats is 9 years of age. There's plenty of other players. Yeah, it's great to see though. And Waterford's best players in general, by the way, are the players that produce. By the way, the likes of Griffin, O'Keefe, Power. Maybe Oisin. It's hard to know though. It's hard to know. Like Tierney and Devoy are outstanding young players. They really are. I'm not saying Kenny isn't, by the way. But it's great to see. It's great to have that debate. Young players coming through in the league and all these clubs producing these young players, and they're not the only players that these clubs are producing either. There's plenty of other players too. So it's great. It's the way to go for League of Ireland clubs, in my opinion, in general as well. And you see more and more academy players from your Sligos, your Bows, your Pats, your other teams as well coming through, which is great to see. Stephen Doherty even at Finn Harps is another one. Check something there, guys. Anyway, Dawson the vital phone. I agree, 100%. Shamrock Rovers do have good talents, Craig. Exactly. The problem is it's harder to break through with Shamrock Rovers, which could be the detriment of them in many ways. Because they kind of, in general, I'm just going to turn that down for a minute. In general, Shamrock Rovers, like a bit like Dundalk as well, Dundalk before, they pick the best players from the league and bring them in as such. Just looking at the league table, actually, though. I mean, if Bows are to win, and they're going to win. What am I looking at? Yeah, sorry. Bows would go up to 20 points. There'd be only 5 points behind Pats, for example. Yeah. 22 goals at the moment as well. They'd be the second highest scores in the league behind Drogheda. Bear in mind, Drogheda did play the Waterford under-19s as well, which kind of ups that a bit, doesn't it, for them? Yeah, oh shit. Well, that's the thing. Ryan O'Kane isn't going to get game time at Dundalk, and that's the annoying thing because of what the owners are trying to do there. And I agree with you. Also, Al Adikan, or whatever his name is, the fullback, looks a good prospect. Hi, pal. Guys, if you've just joined the stream once again, yeah, please give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. Be fantastic. Much rather see young lads give a chat. Yeah. Long-term injured. Yeah, exactly, Tom. It's the way to go in this league, though. Produce your own players, like, you know. Put it this way. Are Bows, as an example, getting a Tierney or getting a Devoy if they aren't producing them themselves? There's another one. Actually, Yarkovskis has been one of the better Dundalk players, the new signings. Brentford in the Premier Division. Yarkovskis has been one of the better players, actually, Rory, to be honest. Got the Bows of Batsy. Yeah. Even someone lower than that, Craig, in fairness. Even say a Drogheda or somebody like that, like, you know, who you get chances with. Harpson never plays. Harpso, would he suit Harpso? You can never have enough good young players, Lenny. You can never have enough good young players. But Lenny, I question Bowles bringing in Bastian Healy big time. And one of the reasons was because I said they had players like Dawson Devoy and Ross Tierney in midfield. And I think, in fairness, I have been proven a bit right there as well. You also have to add Buckley and Levinson to that list as well. Yeah, I think so. I think because Clancy gets the best out of young players. Yeah. Definitely, Rory. Yeah, definitely. That's one of the things Cork should be looking to as well. In fairness, we were a bit unlucky with O'Brien because I thought O'Brien was a good player, and to lose him early on, that's the only thing that can happen. Like Pats lost Luke McNally, and he only played half a season with Pats. Funny enough, he played more for Drogheda, who he was on loan with. But they lost him. That's the only thing. You can lose these players fairly quickly, but like that's the price you pay. Like I'm hoping the Pats can get another season proper at Ben McCormick and Darragh Burns so they can actually show what they can do, like what Devoy and Tierney are doing. And bear in mind that those two players are a couple of years younger than Devoy and Tierney. And people have known about Devoy and Tierney for a few years, but now they're a little bit older. They're really starting to break in now. I didn't tell you he was injured, Bobby. I said he wasn't available. I said he wasn't available. And actually, I thought he wasn't available. And funnily enough, I thought Andy Lyons wasn't either. And Andy Lyons being the best player in the pitch. Exactly, Tom. And that's the point. Exactly. That's exactly the point. You've got teams wasting an awful lot of money and big wages and putting their clubs under pressure. But they could be using their youth academies and saving their money. And saving their money in that sense. And at the same time improving their club. Oh, Lenny. Lenny, it's a bit like asking who's better, Messi or Ronaldo. No, seriously though, as you say, they're two different players, so it becomes preference. Personally, Devoy, because I prefer the silkier footballer. I prefer like Messi to Ronaldo, you know, that kind of way. But I prefer the silkier style footballer, the guy that can play with his head up and spray the passes around. I love that type of player. Yeah, Rory, exactly. But that's Rory where Cork needs to start again. And if they're in a better place like Bowls are in 5 years, great. Exactly. Yeah. Starting to agree not to be. 11 passes from keeper to goal for Bowles opener. Yeah, impressive. And we're not even talking about Lyons, by the way. We're talking about Tierney and Devoy, but people are forgetting about Lyons. Like, what a player he is as well, coming through. He's come through the ranks. But he's been one of the older ones coming through, it feels. But that's what I mean with Pats, with McCormick and Burns, Lenny. McCormick and Burns have the Tierney and Dawson Devoy, characteristics in terms of they're there at Pats, they're starting to get a little bit of game time. They're a couple of years younger than those. They can be, McCormick and Burns can be Pats' version of Devoy and Tierney, if you know what I mean. But you need to keep them and get a couple of years out of them. And hopefully play a bit of football, if you get me. So, yeah. And there's other teams. I mean, we've talked with Johnny Kenny there with Sligo as well, similarly as well. Same thing, 17, getting a bit of experience this year. Great head on him as well. But hopefully when he's 19, he'll still be a Sligo, do you get me? Second best, who has the best, Craig? Yeah, they do have arguably the second. Yeah, possibly, yeah. And they can get better, I think. That's the point. Exactly, yeah, Lenny, that's the point, yeah. Yeah, they could grow, yeah. Yeah, I mean, Drogheda have done something similar as Bows. Just Drogheda have been in the first division, but they have done something similar. They've had Connor Kane and James Brown now for a couple of years, and you see how good they're coming through as well. Yeah, they have the best squad, Craig, of midfielders, but do they have the best starting 11 of midfielders? I don't know. Best squad, 100%, but best starting 11 starting midfielders, I'm not so sure. Could you even pick Shamrock Rovers' best three, for example, though? Also, yeah, okay, I read that already. Confident for tonight? Not really. I'm fairly relaxed because I fully expect the City to win the game. They have to win it, to be honest. Yes, 100%. Finn, O'Neill, Watts. Really, Finn, O'Neill, and Watts? I don't think that combination, and I'm not a biased Pats fan, to be honest, but I don't think that combination is as good as Lennon, Forster, and Benson together. I really don't. In fact, Benson's been a serious loss the last few weeks to Pats, but not that particular combination anyway, I don't think. Keith, what do you think of Danny Mandricolo? Yeah, he never really played for the 21s, though, to be honest. No, he's not ready for the step up, in my opinion, but I don't see the harm in bringing him in at this stage. Very balanced, to be fair. Charlie Robertson, deadly youngsters trying to get it forward. They also have Scott Lynch, who's quite decent, and Mark Byrne, of course. Yeah, but I know that, Craig. But I would say that Forrester, Benson, and Lennon's chemistry is excellent as well, to be fair. I think that's where Pats' strength really is, by the way, 100%. The only issue with Pats, they probably need to play every week. It's clear of Lynch. Yeah, potentially Pierce, all right. You've probably seen him play more than me, to be honest. Yeah, exactly. That's true, Oisin. And that's getting higher now for every club, which is great. Yeah. Guys, if you've just joined the stream, give us a thumbs up if you don't mind. Please subscribe, be fantastic. For me, Lennon could be here next now. Yeah, Lennon has a bit of Chris Shields about him. He's still only 22. It's hard to believe he's 22, Craig, to be honest with you. The only thing with Pats is it's that good of a chemistry that those three have to play, in my opinion. Funnily enough, another thing annoyed me last night, he moved feckin' Benson out to the left wing at one point. Fucking hell. Piss off. Yeah. Shams by everyone, top players. Well, they can't have every player. That's the point. No team can have every player. I agree, Pierce. Yeah. No, yeah. I mean, the academy's there. I've been watching for a good while now, obviously, and the academies in general have improved, and it's great to see all these players, because the more good academy players, as I said, to come through, the less clubs have to do in bringing in players. Therefore, the less likely clubs are to fold as well, which is a huge thing too. So, you know, you're looking after your own club while developing and improving players. A lot of these players, as I said before, you look at your Device Tierney's, Burns McCormack's, Johnny Kenny's, and there's more of them as well. Those clubs don't get in those players if they're elsewhere. Do you understand what I mean? Even Brandon Kavanagh to a degree. I know he's at Rovers, but you know what I mean. To forget. Yeah, you'd wonder with some of those links. They just conveniently had them linked with every Dundalk player. I mean, that's what I call lazy journalism. He'll finish higher at Waterford Longford. I think Longford. I don't think Shamrock Rovers will sign Collie Whelan, because I think Collie Whelan's a bit more to prove. I think it's a bit more to prove, Oisín. Should Vinny Perrott go to a job in a month with 3? I'm just going to put my name in and get a few bob and just be gone after a month or 2. Sign a year contract, get my... Vinny's dying to get back into the league, in my opinion. Vinny's dying to get back in the league, in my opinion. Should we be on yet? Hang on a second. There's a question for you guys to laugh. Vinny Perrott, where does he end up? Because he will manage in the league next. Where does he end up? Second half has obviously started by a minute. Thoughts in here win the league. You know, when you pick someone at the start of the season, you don't change your mind. So I have to stick with Shamrock Rovers, but I'm getting more and more impressed with Sligo as the weeks go on. Liam Buckley has been done there and done it before, so he has the pedigree. Liam Buckley knows how to win a league, so the pedigree's there. He has one of his soldiers there who's won leagues at every other club in Great Bulger. If they're not going to win at Sligo, they're going to be very close, closer than I thought they would be, if I'm honest with you. Yeah, Tom, yeah, but that's the question is, will young players sign the long-term contracts? That's the only question. Ideally, yeah. Guys, if you've just tuned in, please like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. Trying to get to 3,000 would be fantastic. Waterford have a corner here in the half. Waterford need a goal back quickly, because I think I'd be worried if they concede a third, they'd completely fall apart. Oh, no, Georgia Kelly gets it away here. Jeff Coriolis opposed to the Buckley as well. Guys, I remember Buckley winning the league title with Pats in the late 90s. He won it after Pat Dolan won it, but I was impressed because he came in and with little experience, but he came in and he was at loan, but there was a lot of pressure. He came into the best team in the league at the time, and if you didn't win the league with Pats, it would have been seen as a failure because they'd won the league before. But he actually changed the system completely. Pats would play 4-4-2 the season before under Pat Dolan. Buckley came in and changed 3-5-2, and he won it differently, which was actually genius because, you know, he didn't just come in and he could have easily went by Pat Dolan's formula and possibly won the league that way. But he didn't. He done it the way he wanted it. Ever since, he's pretty much been a 4-3-3 merchant. Here's a chance. No, he just couldn't get away Tierney. He's been a 4-3-3 merchant generally, but I always remember he changed the system 3-5-2 that season and won the league differently with Pats. I'm sure any young players would be the big, I know. Yeah. Hang on, just highlight that for a second. Would have to be. This is the offer. Take it. Oh, Tom, you'd be surprised though, because they'll always have scouts everywhere. They'll always have offers. Could you imagine doing that? Imagine Bowles done that with Dawson Devoy and Tierney as an example, and they end up at Pats. They're trying to. Devoy was caught again in a yellow card there, but could you imagine that? Like, that's the issue though. You know what I mean? That's another issue. Just move it up a bit. How do you see the second half, guys? You see Bowles getting a few more goals. I think if they play like they did in the first half, they will. Waterford probably have to hope that Bowles drop their intensity a little bit, to be honest. I don't think there's referees, guys, in the league really that take preference over other teams. Really, I just think there's a lot of issues with officials and the way it's governed, and that. In the break, I'm going to be doing a video about that as well, actually, by the way. So I won't say too much about it, but you know, about the general standards of officiating in the league and why and things like that. So I'll be doing a video on that. Yeah, but if all the clubs would say, yeah, I agree with that, Tom. But then there's the fear that they might go to England or up north. So it's a risk. It's a big risk. Ideally, it'd be fantastic, but I do think it'd be a big risk. Yeah, but Craig, you can support a team, but that doesn't mean you're biased towards them. I can guarantee you, if I was reffing a match and Pats were playing Shamrock Rovers, I'd be reffing it, trying to ref it in fairly as possible. In fact, you might be that worried that you might end up giving Shamrock Rovers decisions because people think you're biased because they're giving Pats decisions. So I don't know, like. They're trying to play Waterford. They've been like this all season, though, in that way. They're trying to play. And they're honest group of young lads, but they're a naive group of young lads. Would you, Tom? I don't know. We just have to keep improving the academies and do what we're doing, and hopefully get a little bit more investment into it as well. I think, but I would suggest that most clubs just do what they're doing. I think they're doing well with their academies generally at this minute. Yeah, Daniel. But it's not all about just getting in a few. What way their approach is a bit scattergun in terms of bringing in players. I personally think they need to go out and buy a few knackers, if I'm honest with you. You know, someone who's going to go in and hit hard, get a tackle in. I think they need an experienced player on nearly each line of the field, but not someone that's like past 38 or 40. You know what I mean? I think they need that. Can they get them though? Can you persuade somebody to come in with the position they're in? Is the question. Can't time to introduce on here. Free. Really feeling making a good run there, doing a good impression of a winger there. Obviously, still 0-0 between Longford and Shamrock Rovers. I think they're on 53 minutes there, I believe. Corner balls. 2-0 up still. Tierney in the void. Interesting corner. Comes out to the void. Will he have another long shot? Tries to beat his man. Nice skill. Gets it out to Levingston. I think it was Levingston in the first half. It's stand to be corrected who forced that brilliant save for Brian Murphy. Scored there. Stacey mistake. Ooh. Jesus Ushin. It's like you got Pluto from. They got him from Pluto. Bit of an known ass. Jamie, what's the story, man? How are you? I bet you'll make a joke. Man United are back as such. They're on the road to recovery. They're in the Ulster League, aren't they? I feel sorry for Waterford a little bit. They're chasing shadows here. Bowles, though, are passing the ball very well, breaking the lines. Lovely fluid football. At their best, I think Bowles are the best team to watch, to be honest, at their best. At their very best, I think Bowles are the best team to watch in the league, the way they play. It's not really a possession game, but they get the ball through the lines very quickly. Yeah, Daniel, there's loads of them. I'm even forgetting about the likes of Scales and Mandrew because I'm kind of thinking under 21 players more so. But yeah. Won't make any subs yet though, Aiden, to be honest. See how it goes. You have to bear in mind as well that the game isn't technically over, he'll be thinking. Also the fact that there's a break coming up, there's no need to rest players. If they get a third, like we don't know how much time Stephen Mallon realistically can get in the field. Will Harry get on? Be an interesting thing though. Craig. Sometimes Rovers, Craig, and Pats have this issue as well. They play too much possession for possession's sake, I think. Pats, you could see an example of that with Pats last night against Dundalk as well. Like, you see Bowles here having a few long shots, but not just snatching long shots, like, you know, long shots with a purpose. You see none of that from Pats. Like, I think United are in the league. Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see in that one, I think. Bowles will probably end up finishing Europe. Oh, they're definitely finishing Europe, in my opinion. I called it a few weeks ago. Bowles are finishing Europe. Yeah, sometimes it can be a bit like that. I think the difference with Burke and Forrester, though, Craig, is that Forrester generally picks the ball up a bit deeper, and Burke, obviously, further up the pitch. But yeah, I know what you mean. What's going on here? Substitute for Waterford. Centre back going off, must be injured. Jack Stafford on at the back there. Yeah, Philip. And I'm not too far in reality. You know what I mean? Either. So, you know, Watch LOI's ending now. Literally right now. No, it's this is the last game, basically. Yeah, exactly, Craig. Yeah, Daniel, that does my head in. Stafford has played left wing, centre back, left back, and right back. It does my head in, that crap. You know, pick a position for him. Like, you know, pick a position for him. Streaming service. There's going to be a new streaming service. We're just not sure about the formation yet. Pretty much the clubs are doing them, but we're not sure how it's going to be outlined yet. We'll know, I'm sure, in about a week, I'd say. Yeah, Rory, same thing. That would have been funny, Craig, if Berkey scored a banger after that conversation. They kind of need to win, Craig, don't they? They need to win that, Shamrock Rovers. They need to win that game. If they do win, they're a point behind Sligo, like. And there's a bit of a gap developing then. Oh, that was a chance. He should have played in Adam O'Reilly though. He's got to play in Albert. He's got to play in Adam O'Reilly. He's clear. He's one among the keeper. If he plays him in, he's in theory a simple strike. Yeah, I mean, you should, as I said, simple pass Adam O'Reilly, and unless your man Adam O'Reilly messes it up, it's 2-1. And they made a mistake there, but it was actually at the back, but Waterford weren't good enough to take advantage. Most entertaining game seen this season. Ooh. Yeah, Daniel, you seen that? Yeah, he should have played Adam O'Reilly, and Adam O'Reilly, I think, was incensed, and rightfully so. Yeah, oh God, most entertaining game this season. I tell you what, the Finn Harps Sligo game was pretty entertaining, I thought, last night. I'm trying to think, because I've only missed 2 games. Funny enough, the more you see, the harder it is to remember. I've only missed 2 games, literally 2 games I didn't see, and one of them was a 0-0 between Longford and Hearts. So, most entertaining game I've seen this season. I have to think about that one, to be honest, but I have to say Harps and Sligo was pretty entertaining last night. Bowls and Sligo, the 3-1 at Dalymount Park, where Sligo won 3-1, was a very entertaining game. That one could be hard to beat now that I think about it there. Zach, yeah, there needs to be more teams outside Dublin, but there needs to be clubs available, if you get me, as well. It's no point just having more teams outside Dublin. If if teams aren't up to scratch with licenses and that, then they can't be in the league. Ideally, yeah. For example, if there's a new Dublin club, let's say, what about Drogheda the Force, Sligo 1? Drogheda the Force, Sligo 1. When was that? Those Pats or Bowls Rovers or whatever. Yeah. Waterford 0, Drogheda 7? Nah. I can't consider that. That wasn't really entertaining, like, just because it was 7-0. In fact, it was actually the opposite in many ways. Like, their license application wasn't up to scratch, Aidan, so that's them gone, like, for now. I think Waterford are in serious trouble, Thomas. Like, they're honest players. You see them here, and they're giving it a goal in the second half as well, to be fair to them. It's just far too young, really. When things go wrong, they do collapse a little bit. Now, Bowles have taken the foot off the pedal in the second half a bit, which is good, to be honest, for them. But 2 goals from play this season for Waterford. It's not looking good for them, it really isn't. Bowles 5, Dundalk 1. Yeah, Bowles 5, Dundalk 1 was entertaining, but I thought Sligo Bowles was more entertaining because both teams were entertaining. So I thought Dundalk 11, that was a disaster. No, I think Bowles and Sligo was more entertaining, to be honest with you, because both teams played good football in that game. Bowles, Dundalk, mostly Bowles. Yeah, the Santry Stadium thing was they were supposed to be using Santry. What do you call it? It's called that, isn't it? Morton Stadium. Sorry, Morton Stadium. Was the name of the stadium there? But yeah, that Rovers Dundalk 3-2 was probably. We could be in trouble. Sent off. Yeah, I think that is a red card, to be honest. I don't know what he was doing. He flew in. It was actually dangerous. That is a red card, though. I know people recently, but that's a red card. And that's the inexperienced guys coming in again, and the frustration and that, and just it's a red card all day, really. Like, quite dangerous, I have to say now. I don't think he went in necessarily to say, I'm going to do him, but it's just pure reckless and dangerous there. Yeah, you can't argue with that. Just remember how many cups I won. Philip Dundalk relegated. Yeah, I don't know what I was saying before the red card, but I think, the Dundalk Shamrock Rovers game last season, for me, if you're to combine the 2 seasons so far, that's definitely the one, that 3-2. There was a serious amount of quality in that game. To be the most entertaining game, you got to have 2 teams that are entertaining in the game for me as well. That's why Bowls and Dundalk was entertaining, but say Sligo Bowls finished 3-1 to Sligo, but kind of flattered Sligo a little bit because both teams played well in that game. Is it still 0-0 in the Longford game? Still 0-0 between Longford and Shamrock Rovers. 65 minutes or so gone that one, guys. He could be hurt here. That was a bad tackle, though, I have to say. That was bad. You talk about stonewall red card, lads. Flipping hell, that was a stonewaller. Someone coming on propose? I tell you what, guys, Sebastian Harry is literally loving life at Bowls. He's stealing a wage. He's the highest paid player at Bohemians. And I wouldn't have him near the team, personally. Kieran Kelly. How's the game going if anyone's watching Shamrock Rovers and Longford? Have Rovers up the tempo or what's going on? Who's injured? Bowls player. Kieran Kelly, awful challenge, Kevin, if you missed it. Isaac got sent off for Waterford. Really, really bad tackle. Stonewall red card. Yeah, it's mad, Daniel. Yeah. You'd expect it, Craig, wouldn't you really? But they need a goal from somewhere, clearly. Rovers on top. You'd expect it. That's it, Aidan. And not be funny, Aidan, I didn't want him at Pats because I think he's a mercenary and hasn't played well for 2 years. But Pats were about to unveil him, Aidan. And he rang up Pats that morning. And he said, sorry, I'm not signing. He was going to be unveiled that afternoon. And I actually honestly thought Bullock dodged. It's not making a difference to Bowles, but they can't be happy with paying his wage while he's never getting near the team because he hasn't got the work rate to get in the team. Honestly, it's a joke. Nice by Tierney, pass and move. That's it by Tierney. Good ball in. What Kelly was doing. He's got it back though, and it's 3-0, and it's Andy Lyons, is it? Is Andy Lyons, yeah? Andy Lyons, yeah. Brilliant. Caps off a brilliant performance by Lyons. Fantastic performance by him. He was going to be in my team of the week, likely, but that goal caps it off. I think he set up 2. He definitely set up 1. But nice goal from Andy Lyons. Bowles 3 up. Waterford just falling apart, really. That's sending off as well. Are Longford beating Shamrock Rovers? Stop the lights. Hang on, guys. Andy Lyons is another one, by the way, I mentioned a few minutes ago or before that it's not 1-0 Longford, is it? Nah. It's not 1-0. It's not 1-0. It's a wind-up. The reason why I thought it was 1-0, Craig, is because you stopped talking. Oh, frick, we freeze it here. Have you got your thing freezing, guys? Okay, we're back. Magic controller. So what was Scrape saying? Do you think so? I don't know. I think Longford have a bit more battling qualities, Thomas, because of a bit more experience in their team as well. Waterford, when things go wrong, they tend to fall apart, to be honest. Guys, if you're new to the stream, again, haven't liked the video, please consider liking, be fantastic. And if you haven't subscribed, it would be greatly appreciated too. Cheers, lads. 20 minutes to go. This game is over. It's a question of how many, really. Bows are really motoring now, guys, and with this quality they have in their squad. I mean, look at the quality they have in their squad. I mean, I'm trying to look at Pats in a realistic way, right? My team. I'm kind of going, how many Pats players, in my opinion, will get in the Bows team? I'm trying to think now. I still think Coughlin, used up in a proper way, gets in ahead of Kelly. After that, I'm scratching my head. Forrester gets in. Desmond gets in. That's a little bit of weakness at the back, I think. That's 3. Anyone else? I'm saying 3. Yaris? I'm not so sure, Craig, if Yaris gets in ahead of Talbot. Yaris has been okay. Look at Jamie. Treaty United and Vinny Messi by the name of Willie Armshaw. Almost a 4K quiche. What's that? Almost a 4K, Daniel? Sorry, I thought it was fucked. But yeah, no, there's one for you. Any Pats fans, any Bowls fans, who are you taking at Pats in your team? I honestly think 3 players. 4 at a push from Pats is getting in Bowles' team. Really. You've a few that would be close, but not quite. For me, Burt gets in as well. So count? No, it's a bit of way off, Daniel. It's nearly at 3, not 4. It's nearly a 3. I think I'm about 60 away from 3, 70 away from 3, roughly, Daniel. Yeah. Close, but it could take, you never know, it could be 6 months by the time you get there. It's funny when you're close like that, it feels ages like. But Pats had a Bowles, like, yeah, I know that, Rory, but Pats had a great start. Bowles had a bad start. I think Bowles take them eventually. Pats, first 9 games unbeaten, but lost 3 of their last 5, conceding 10 goals, for example. Yeah. It's the Copperberg tastes nice. Bira Moretti. I'm having a few of them later. Why not for the Champions League final? Bira Moretti. Cheers, Tom. Yeah. It's one thing I do miss, Tom, I have to say. Like most fans miss going to matches. I do miss doing the matchday vlogs because the views for the matchday vlogs are pretty decent, I have to say. Watch on keep up, gargle. No, Jamie, I think City are going to win it, to be honest with you. I think City are going to win that one. I think they're destined to win it, to be honest. Bit of pressure on them, I suppose, but I think they're destined to win it. I think this Chelsea team are too weak mentally, so I'll be very surprised to end up being European champions. Philip, I think he's ripping the piss out of you, to be honest. Is the commentary gone again, guys? I haven't got the commentary. I have it turned down, but I literally don't think I hear anything at all. Or the volume has somehow gone down. since it froze, I think the volume went down further for some reason. But I prefer the volume kind of down and in the watch along anyway, because you know, I just prefer it down. Like, it interferes too much with it as well. So easy for Bose now, isn't it? It's there, but it's really quiet. Oh, you're getting the same. All right, okay. Interesting. Yeah, Kyle. Europe, the race for Europe is going to become very condensed. Pats are going to drop off a bit. Drogheda will drop off a bit. Balls are going to come up a bit. If Dundalk can beat Waterford and Longford the next two matches, then Dundalk are going to be in the race big time. And I wouldn't rule out Derry either. Actually, Craig, Green hasn't been playing well this season at all, has he? Balls feel like can get a fourth if they want almost there. Yeah, Aaron Green, not on it at all this season. Has he been, Craig, to be honest with you? Dundalk in relegation race. Who's coming on here? Can we get a bit of close-up camera stuff? I'm guessing Stephen Mallon. Be nice to see. That's another string to our bow as well. Stephen Mallon coming on there for Burt. I mean, Jesus Christ! Like, these are guys who can score and assist goals. Like, give him a few weeks, and Mallon will be up and running as well. Ali Coop can score goals. Devoy, Tierney can score goals. They don't need Georgie Kelly to score so many goals because of that. Bucko came on as well. Who went off, actually? I'm guessing Connor Levinson, but I don't actually know. Yeah, Kyle, I think they have to win Waterford and Longford anyway and then take it from there. Oh, Devoy came off, did he? Yeah, Burt definitely came off. 100%. I didn't see the other sub actually, really, to be honest, happen. But the funny thing is, Bowles won't want the break though, because they've improved. Even the defeat against Pats, I tell you, Pats were lucky they won that now. That was a rare blip in their form, and they really shouldn't have lost that match. So Green hasn't been great. No, he hasn't. No, he does, Craig, but you need a bit more now from him at the moment. I think, I mean, the loss of Jack Byrne and the loss of Aaron McAniff were always going to weaken Shamrock Rovers. My question was anyone going to be good enough to actually take the league off them? And I didn't feel that to be the case. Are steadily changing minds, which can happen. I was saying that's the great thing about this league as well, is that you're not sure. Oh, I'd write them off winning a title, Tom, but I'm certainly not writing them off finishing the top four. Yeah, I think I glitched there, didn't I? I glitched. Not for the penalty. Oh, Jesus Christ. And for non-mugs. They certainly aren't. And I do think that's, if you're a Waterford fan, I'd be shitting myself right now, because Waterford get beaten more easily than Longford do. Do you know what I mean? Because Longford have a bit more experience there in their team. Just check something there. Am I back again? Guys? Yeah. Dodgy Wi-Fi. My Wi-Fi is fine. I think that's the first time I've ever froze on the stream though. So I can keep their main split to come in the league. Yeah, exactly, yeah. But they're going to get more confidence as they go along as well. This is the point, especially Rovers, Shamrock Rovers, that is. As we speak, Shamrock Rovers have 2 points from their last 12, unless they get a goal in this game. I'm back. Yeah, unless they get a goal in this game. Still, Craig, Shamrock Rovers should have the squad to do better than what. Like, potentially 2 points from the last 12 points isn't good enough. I know they're missing players in that, but they still have a lot of good players on the pitch. A lot of good players playing on the pitch, in the field of play. So you'd expect them maybe to pinch a few more results, if I'm honest, anyway. Another sub for Bowles. Looks like Heary's coming on, smoke a cigar in the middle of the park, and earn his wage in 8 minutes. I think Promise might be coming on here as well. That's what I was saying a month or two ago, Daniel, is that I think some Waterford fans were getting way too excited by Isaac coming in and that. I mean, these were players that they hadn't played. They were like, they hadn't been with a club for a while. Like, you know what I mean? No one was picking them up, and that kind of says it all. Like, you know what I mean? Obviously, you're always hoping they're doing well, but you know. Waterford? How are Longford doing though, Craig? Generally, like, do you watching them? Do you think it's likely they finish ahead of Waterford, for example? Like, here's a chance. Oh, he should have got through there. He should have got it through there, and that should have been 1-1 the keeper. Andy Lyons getting forward again. What a performance by Andy Lyons today. Bowls fans or anyone generally watching the match, who's been the best player in the pitch, do you think, in this game? I personally think Andy Lyons. I think he's been absolutely superb. O'Reilly done well. Yeah, he's done all right, Daniel, from a Waterford point of view. It's difficult, though, because, you know, when the other team are doing much better, it's very difficult. Carl Chambers. Yeah, Andy Lyons. Yeah, I think he's been superb. Yeah, I really do. Absolutely brilliant performance from Andy Lyons. There'll be no James Brown right back this week, guys, in my team of the week. Like, I can tell you exclusively it's going to be Andy Lyons or right back. That's an absolute certainty, like, you know. I do think it's freezing a few times, actually, the stream there. I don't really know why. Obviously, the Wi-Fi is playing up a bit. You need to get something like Nodding Dog. I thought you meant a Nodding Drog for a minute. I stopped to read the comments. The stream's froze. Or what I could do is I could just put it up there and read it in that sense. 4 points clear in less than last minute winner. Yeah. Have the bite to win games. Yeah, I think so, Craig. I just think Longford, yeah. I don't think they're good enough, but we're talking about 9th and 10th here, aren't we? They're probably favourites for that. The Longford Waterford games are going to be huge, actually. To be fair, if they play 3 times this season, I can't even remember the last. Actually, Waterford beat them 1-0 at the RSC as well. So they did. Frank King getting all past games. They let him in, Rory. In fairness to Keane, he made 15 grand for the club, so I'd be a little bit pissed if I made 15 grand for the club and they wouldn't let me into games. Let's be honest. I would say, undisputedly, he's Pat's biggest fan as well. But you're making 15 grand for the club. Oh, that was a chance. That was a chance. I think he took it away though from the other Waterford player coming in. Because Oisin, don't forget, you 4 points. 1-0 Prince scored. Yeah. And Michael Jackson missed a penalty. It's funny, the break is coming at a good time for Shamrock Rovers. Even if they get a late winner, the break's coming at a good time for Shamrock Rovers. It's coming at a bad time for Sligo Rovers, and it's coming at a bad time for Bohemians. It's coming at a good time, I'd say, for St. Pat's. It's coming at a bad time for Derry, in my opinion. Drogheda, I think a good time, actually, to Drogheda as well, if I'm honest with you. Even though they've been on a good run, probably starting to run out of steam a little bit. Really don't. Yeah, he did. Yeah, he made 15 grand, Rory. Unbelievable. Unbelievable stuff. Yeah, McCann, that's one player, Craig, I couldn't get. Shamrock Rovers fans were saying they were impressed with McCann. Really not impressed with McCann. I don't think he's been anywhere near good enough this season. Break couldn't come. Exactly. Keane meant to made 15,000 for St. Patrick's Athletic, so he did. Oh, good cross in. In fairness to Waterford, you can't, their effort. I keep saying every week, you can't deny their effort and their application. Just lack of experience, lack of confidence. Seen in concede one, they often concede another quickly. The red card is stupidity, things like that. Here comes Stephen Mallon. They're so dynamic, both. I know people say, but Waterford are poor. I understand that, but Bowes, I've seen them do it against Dundalk, being dynamic. I've seen them all season be dynamic. Their issue is they've conceded a lot of goals, and it's been costly for them. Burke has been Norwood's best player. Has Burke in this game? You mean, or this season? It's 5 or 6. Yeah, I don't know. This season has been Shamrock Rovers' best player. That's probably an issue as well. They haven't had a standout performer. They probably haven't had a standout performer. I'm not sure if Craig will agree with me with that or not, but from what I've seen of them, and I've seen every game, bar this one, in which I will watch, I'm not sure. Didn't want to speak or Sean Hoare. Sean Hoare, actually. Now that you mention it, I think. Sean Byrne, now that you mention, or Sean Byrne. I get it put off with the Dean Byrne. I think Sean Hoare has been actually Shamrock Rovers' most consistent player this season. I think Pico even has had a few dodgy moments, actually. But Hoare, for me, I would say, yeah. Gannon has been good. Has he? I don't know. I still think he's a shadow of the player he was. I think he was better than he was last season. But I still think he's been the shadow of the player he was. Cavill's back. Yeah, Kavanagh is a loss. Yeah, definitely. This is every week. Every week, Keith. I think we've played. Hang on a second. I think we've played a game where we've actually been the better side. Longford, we wrote a look, and Derry still. Yeah. Derry were going through a few issues as well, aren't they? Ryan McCourt, best left back in the league. Performance-wise this season, I think McCourt has been up there. He's been a very solid 7 out of 7 every week, 7 out of 10, 7 out of 7 every week. Scales has been good at wing back, I have to say, for Rovers when he's played there, but obviously hasn't played there all season. Kane has had his moments where Drogheda has missed games as well. So pure consistency and level of performance where we record would have to be up there. Wilson as well, but Wilson's rotated a bit with Breslin, who by the way is good too. Congratulations, Bradford coaches. So into the last one here, Bowls 3-0 up, guys. Like the video if you haven't liked it, and subscribe, please, guys, if you haven't already. Be much appreciated. It looks like it's going to finish 0-0 between. I'll probably jump onto that in a second, actually. Waterford trying to. He's on his own. He's on his own. Just run into nowhere. So 3-0, guys. Just about to finish here. I'm just going to jump on to Longford and Rovers for the last few minutes. I think that game is a bit behind as well, as far as I know. Yeah, Manchester's had his moments, to be fair. Yeah, we're 98 minutes here, so it looks like that game's over, Bowls. So I've just jumped over to Longford and Shamrock Rovers a couple of minutes ago, 0-0 here. And it looks like Joe Manley is coming on for Longford. Yeah, I've got 88 minutes myself. 4 games, I know exactly if they don't win this, the break is coming at a good time for them. Yeah, Lenny, yeah, exactly. Spot on. By the way, we keep talking about Shamrock Rovers though. This would be a great point for Longford if they could nick a point here, because with Waterford losing as well, I mean, it's a big thing. Like let's get it right. Longford aren't going to finish 8th in the league, but finishing 9th is a big difference to 10th. You're talking about playoffs. And Stacey injured as well, so it looks like we're going to have a bit of injury time here too. But what a point this would be for Longford, and a battling point it would be for them. Psychologically, more than anything, their next game's against St. Pat's here as well at the City Call, and I wouldn't rule them out getting something there either, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, Longford have got 2 clear of Waterford. And although it doesn't sound like much, it is because Waterford and Longford aren't picking up many points. 5 minutes at a time, yeah. And plenty of time for Longford to get a winner. People on our squad. Definitely. People, Lenny, but to be fair, I've been an advocate of that for a while, how good Bowles' squad is. You know, I've been saying, here's a free kick for Longford. I've been saying, though, if they can just find the formula, then they can kick into gear because they have the squad. No, I didn't ask Philly to do it. You can go ahead and do it, Craig. You can go ahead and do it, Craig. It's going to be a shorter video because obviously only a couple of games. I decided to release, I was going to release Friday and Saturday's reaction together, but because of the Champions League final stuff, I just released the one last night. 2 seconds. Don't mind me, guys. Just watch this corner here. This actually grounds in the corner, cleared away. And funnily enough, it's Longford putting the pressure on, but yeah. So Bowles 3-0 up. It's nearly over, so I turned it off and switched it onto this one. Yeah, to be honest, it was too easy. Dawson the voice scored as well. Scenes of Longford scored, by the way. 2 seconds. Can there be a late winner here, guys? For anyone? 5 minutes at a time, but we're at 93 now, Rory. We're at 93 now, and a bit of pressure from Longford there, but Rovers are coming back here now. And it's an awful ball, and Gannon's never getting there. It's an awful pass. Was that McCann with the pass, actually, Craig? Yeah. Yeah, it was an awful ball. It was an awful ball. Bradley time. Only one team left this year. Yeah, so after this week, only one unbeaten team left in Ireland this year. Sligo. The Shams and Sligo combined 11. Oh. Oh, so Sligo lost the match. Who's unbeaten? Burke. A bit of ping pong ball there in the area. 100% Kyle, 100%. They just have a bit more bite in them, don't they? They just have a bit more bite. Oh, Shells, yeah, First Division. The Premier Division in my head, boys. Because I was trying to think, I was saying Sligo? Yeah, forgot, Tom. First Division show, guys, on Monday, by the way. Thought Lee Grace was going to get on ahead of there. Yeah, there's seconds ticking away now. So, are they going to get a cross in here? It's a decent one. It's in. No, it's not. It's in. Gaffney has scored. Oh my God, Gaffney has scored. I didn't think it was going to happen. Like, I've seen him score late winners, like draws this season. I genuinely think they weren't going. I didn't think that was going to happen. Talk about right at the debt again. We don't see a replay, but I don't know. It was the initial one. Lee Grace kind of misses a sitter, doesn't he? Lee Grace kind of misses a sitter, doesn't he? But Gaffney's on hand. I didn't see it coming. I just felt it was filtering. I really didn't see it coming. It was a lovely ball in, by the way. I don't know who crossed it in, actually. Was it Mandrew? It was a lovely cross in, but they've done it again. And they're hanging in there. Like, I mean, Sligo. See, this is the thing why Sligo probably have been 5 times better than Shamrock Rovers so far this season, but there's a point between them. 1 point between them. Rovers will go the distance, no doubt about it. Shamrock Rovers, that is. Sligo, I'm not saying they won't, but obviously there's going to be more questions, isn't there? Because they're not used to being in a title race. Is he going to blow the whistle straight away? Longford are going to get? Big blow for Longford, actually. Massive blow for Longford. Good teams win late on. Great teams win even when they're playing crap. Absolutely, Tom. It's all about self-belief as well. You can't score so many late winners and late equalisers without having self-belief. I'm surprised the whistle hasn't gone yet, by the way. Like 6 minutes, 40 seconds. You feel for Longford, though. Sickening for Longford. Full-time whistle, finished Longford now. Shamrock Rovers won. Scenes, guys. Scenes. What a win for Rovers. Shamrock Rovers, really huge win. Sickening for Longford. And a blow for them. Good result for Waterford. As such, but well, Waterford beating 3-0, but they want Longford to lose, you get me? But I didn't think it was coming. I don't know what Craig thinks, our Rovers resident here, but it didn't look like it was coming. It was a lovely ball in. I think it was Mandrew. I stand to be corrected, but Sorry, I was laughing something there. Happy Wilson. What's the time in the winner? Yeah, absolutely. And it's not just, you know, the way they've got last minute winners and equalisers and stuff. They've literally got last minute winners and equalisers and stuff. Like the 5th minute of injury time. Not like the 89th minute and 5 minutes of injury time are given. And they've scored so many literal goals literally at the last second. Pats was the same. There was other games as well. You know, but it is the sign of a team with great belief, guys. With self-belief. And look, it was a great result for them. But guys, look, I'm going to end the stream. So thanks very much for watching. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoyed it. No matter who you supported. Like the video if you haven't liked the video, guys, and subscribe if you haven't. Plenty of content coming up. Sunday evening Premier Division review show. Monday First Division review show. Tuesday I'm going to have Team of the Week out. A bit of international content coming up. I'm going to have a referees video type thing out. And there's other various videos coming up. So thanks very much for watching again, guys. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. And slán go fóill. Brilliant stuff, guys. Thanks a million. Bye-bye now.